PK in the universe, and I am back again with another video, and it's good to be back, folks. It is good to be back. Today, I want to talk about The Legend of Zelda, more specifically, Twilight Princess and Windwaker. This comment or this topic comes up a lot on Twitter/X or whatever. I swear, every week, every 2 weeks, every month, I see it somewhere, and people are like, what if Twilight Princess and Wind Waker came to Switch? It's like we go through this every week, and there's always, back and forth between it. It's easy engagement for a lot of these people. It's just easy engagement, like what if? But here's the thing. This conversation's been going on for 7 years. The Nintendo Switch has been around for 7 frickin' years, and this conversation still keeps coming up. When is Twilight Princess and Wind Waker coming to Nintendo Switch? And the answer is, it probably isn't. I'm sorry, but it probably isn't in the grand scheme of things. And if it does come, if it actually does come to Nintendo Switch, you know what I think the most likely thing is? The most likely thing is you probably won't be getting Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HD. More than likely, you'll get the GameCube versions via NSO. Good example of this. Think about the 3D remakes of Zelda OOT and Majora's Mask. Think about that. Those games are not on Nintendo Switch. Why not? They're like the best versions of it, right? No, we got the N64 versions via NSO. So more than likely, that's the experience you will get. That is what you will probably get. I'm sorry, but that's probably the most likely reality. But yeah, it's always the same conversation over and over again. I happen to have the HD versions. I got the Player's Choice, Nintendo Select's version of Wind Waker, and I got this version here, or whatever, that comes with the amiibo of Twilight Princess HD. These are very, very freaking cool, and I'm glad to have them on Wii U. But at the end of the day, I guess I wouldn't want them on regular Nintendo Switch because I feel like they would be inferior versions of the games. And the reason I say that is because of the Wii U gamepad. The Wii U gamepad was an important part of the experience of playing this game. Now, you could do some HD versions that somehow disincorporated the Wii U gamepad, but to me, from my personal perspective, that would be, the weaker version of the game. And you see this complaint with other games. Like a lot of people talked about how they preferred Pikmin 3 on the Wii U over the Switch version. And I don't think Nintendo necessarily wants to do that. And of course, you got the people who in the conversation are always like, just emulate it. Just buy yourself a Steam Deck. And, you get the same experience pretty much, play the Wii U version on Steam Deck. And then you got people who will be like, no, I want to give Nintendo my money. Darn you, it would be a worse experience on Steam Deck for some reason, even though the Steam Deck's more powerful. You keep having these same conversations over and over again. It never ends. I keep seeing this conversation. Part of me wants to engage with these people on Twitter, but then I was like, you know what? That's ridiculous because this is an incredibly nuanced conversation. It is. It's a nuanced conversation. Like, on one hand, I can see the perspective of the person who is an all-digital person and would prefer to, and has bought the Wii U games, how many times, or the Wii U GameCube versions of these games how many times. I can see the perspective of not wanting to continue to give Nintendo your money for the exact same game. You know what? If anything, people should be advocating for remakes of these games. If anything, yes, it would be great to have actual legitimate remakes of these games instead of just a remaster. To me, I can see why somebody would be like, hey, let's get a remaster of these. And, they could actually change some things up that are very significant that change the experience compared to playing the original GameCube versions or the Wii U versions. And other people also like to talk about the concept of accessibility. That's right, accessibility to these games, because apparently these games didn't sell enough. You might have a point with Wind Waker. Wind Waker sold like 4 million copies on GameCube, I want to say, and like 2 million, I want to say, on Wii U, or maybe it's the other way around, I can't remember. But Twilight Princess, prior to Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess was the best-selling Zelda game of all frickin' time, okay? It's on 3 systems, GameCube, Wii, and Wii U. There is no way that somebody who doesn't want to play that game won't be able to find a way to play that game. That's BS when it comes to Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess, yeah, is one of the best-selling Zelda games of all time, okay? You can't use the excuse of accessibility with that one. Maybe with Wind Waker, sure, but still, I think, what was it, like Link's Awakening, the remake, I think, sold like 4 million copies on Switch. Now, that number could have changed since the last time I looked. So, but nobody ever is like, oh man, there's no way to play Link's Awakening, It's like, come on now. come on, get real, okay? So yeah, I think it's an incredibly nuanced conversation, you know, but it's so tired. It's so old. I'm so sick of hearing about this. Honestly, I would prefer we get remakes for Switch 2. Switch 2 should get remakes of this that are not backwards compatible with Switch 1, you know, because who knows what Switch 2 is going to be like. We really don't know at the time of this recording. It would be great if there were 2 screens for the Switch 2 and you could have that almost Wii U-esque experience. So I think that would be great if there's 2 screens and you actually, if they did a remaster or remake would even be more ideal to do remakes of these games. But no, I don't think we are getting Twilight Princess or Wind Waker for Nintendo Switch. I don't see it happening. I think it's just really unlikely unless it's a GameCube NSO situation. I mean, think about this, guys. Not too long ago, I mean, it was quite a few years ago now, I made a video called 10 games on the Wii U that are never coming to Switch. And these games are still not on Switch. And that list is still holding up. It's still a tried and true list that is held up. You know, none of those games have come to Nintendo Switch. Just like I said, because it just didn't seem to make a lot of sense. Plus, it's not an easy port job. These would not be an easy port job. It's not as simple as copying, pasting, and just putting these Wii U games straight up on the Switch. On top of that, I think, what was the name of the company that worked on the Twilight Princess HD remake? It's a company out of Australia. I think it was like Tantantula Media or something like that. Yeah, they're the ones who like worked directly with Nintendo to make that HD remaster. So how would that affect things? I have no idea. I mean, it's obviously still Nintendo's IP, but you know, does this company have the original source code, you know, or they're part of the work or something? I have no idea. So it would not be a simple copy and paste. We can just easily put these games on one cart for Nintendo Switch, and that's never going to happen either. Let's be real here. That's not going to happen. I mean, think about this. I mean, people paid $60 for Super Mario RPG. People are going to pay $60 for Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. It's not going to be on one single cart with both games. Never going to happen. It's going to be $60 per cart per game. I'm telling you right now, that's the way it's going to be. Unless it might be $70, you know, like they did with Tears of the Kingdom. You never know. But I do think if they do re-release these or remake them, it's going to be on Switch too. That just makes the most sense to me. So, anyways, what are your guys' thoughts? I know you're going to tell me. I know you're going to tell me in that comment section. You can't help yourself and you can't resist. Comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and stay awesome in this universe. Thanks. Bye.